Annyeonghaseyo, and welcome to Chapter 7 of Easy English Lessons. This is a book by Dr. Chow Kyung Mi of Andong University and Professor Charles L. Olmsted of Gimcheon University. Chapter 7 is about geography. Vocabulary: mountain, mountain. Lake, lake. River, river. Valley, valley. Snow, snow. Beach, beach. Tornado, tornado. Forest, forest. Wind, wind. Rain, rain. Typhoon, typhoon. Volcano, volcano. Fog, fog. Blizzard, blizzard. And flood, flood. Sentences. The words in parentheses are interchangeable. I don't like cold weather. I don't like hot weather. I don't like rainy weather. I think a tornado is the most dangerous weather. I think a typhoon is the most dangerous weather. I think a blizzard is the most dangerous weather. Korea has beautiful scenery, but I like the mountains best. Korea has beautiful scenery, but I like the beach best. Korea has beautiful scenery, but I like the valley best. It is so relaxing to ride a bike near the lake. It is so relaxing to ride a bike near the river. It is so relaxing to ride a bike near the forest. It's nice to live in a valley because I like looking at the mountains. We left Jeju 2 days before the typhoon hit. There were tornadoes in the area, so the field trip was canceled. The blizzard was so thick that it was a blanket of snow. 3 days of steady rain raised the floodwaters on the Han River in some spots. The bamboo forest near Gwangju is very pretty. Next summer, I will spend a week lying on the beach, getting a tan and swimming. The heavy fog caused 56 car wrecks in Daegu. My friend goes sailing on the lake when the winds are good. The volcano eruption in Japan shut down airports as far away as Vietnam. One-on-one questions for your partner. What is the highest mountain you have hiked? What is your favorite weather? What is the coldest area you have been in? The hottest area you have been in? What is your favorite scenery? A conversation between Minji and Yunjun. I was in a typhoon once. It was scary. Me too, but then I was in a tornado. That was much worse. Really? Did you fly away? No, but some chairs did. They were spinning around. Sounds bad. Some chairs and tables floated down the street when it flooded. At least it was warm. I don't like the cold or snow, especially a blizzard. As I know, it sometimes gets much snow here. We should move to the beach. It would be warmer and rainy, but that's okay. Conversation questions. Who was in a typhoon? What did Minji see float down the street in a flood? Why does Hunju like the beach? What does Hunju say is worse, a typhoon or tornado? What do you think? Voices. What is the worst weather for you? Last year we had 2 typhoons in the same month. The first was okay, but the second was very scary. The winds were much stronger and there was much more rain. Everything was already wet, so everything flooded. My street looked like a river. Yijun. A blizzard 2 years ago knocked out the power and closed school for 3 days. Father barely got home from work because the snow was blowing so hard. The first day was the worst. It stopped snowing about noon the second day. Fortunately, we had water. Yunsuk. We were on vacation at Jeju last year when a tornado suddenly hit. Sirens went off and everyone started running for the hotel or any kind of building. The sky got dark real fast. We made it back to our room and saw the wind knock over 2 big trees. Insuk. We were in Hawaii when a volcano erupted. It wasn't a big one. It started as a low rumble and got louder. It's funny, but the animals knew before we did. All of a sudden, they ran or flew away from the volcano. The lava flow barely reached the beach. Haejong. Questions. Number 1. Whose weather events were very sudden? Who got to stay home from school and why? For how long? Number 3. Who had 2 big events in 1 month? What were they? 4. Who knew about the volcano in Hawaii before the people? Reading. The weather can be very dangerous at times. Typhoons usually hit between late June and November. They start in the ocean and develop big circular winds and heavy rains. To be a typhoon, winds need to be 118 kilometers per hour. From 62 to 88 kilometers per hour, it is a tropical storm. And from 89 to 117 kilometers per hour, it is a severe tropical storm. Sometimes tornadoes develop out of typhoons and cause more damage. August sees the most typhoons with an average of almost 5.5 in the Pacific region. Some typhoons strike in February, but very rarely. Typhoons can cause flooding from the heavy rains. High winds can destroy buildings, send cars flying, and topple trees. The Weather Service should warn residents so they can seek shelter. You should be prepared for natural disasters. Questions. What is the most active month for typhoons? Where do typhoons start? What damage can the high winds do? What can develop from a typhoon? One-on-one questions with your partner. Have you been in dangerous weather? What was it? How did you feel? What weather do you think is the most dangerous? Have you ever had to leave your home because of very bad weather? By the blanks. Listen and fill in the blanks with the correct word, then practice reading the paragraph with your partner. Paragraph A. Flood, mountains, rain, farmers, snow. Blank is needed to grow crops for blank. Sometimes the water comes from a rain system, but other times it comes when blank melts in the blank. Too much rain causes a blank. Real bad floods can wipe out an entire town. Paragraph B. Wind, fog, firefighters, volcano, forest, pilots. Sometimes a blank is so thick you can't see 2 meters in front of you. That makes it unsafe to drive. A blank is even worse. It can kill thousands of people. It affects air travel for blank on the other side of the world. The blank blows the ash all over. The lava can wipe out an entire blank in town. It is real bad for blank because they can never stop the damage. Paragraph C. Snow, car, blizzard, beaches, policemen. It was strange seeing a blank hit Busan last winter. It was stranger seeing the golden sandy blank turn white from blank. Blank were very busy as there were 126 blank wrecks that one day. Paragraph D. 3. Once, lake, boat, tornado, mountain. A small blank is near a valley. It is a great tourist attraction because you can go hiking up the blank to get great photos of the lake. Walking around the area takes less than blank hours. The only bad thing is a blank strikes at least blank a year. People still go on their blank to see the sights. Okay, the grammar section. Okay, this is comparing adjectives. An adjective can be used to compare two or more nouns or pronouns. Okay? So an adjective is a part of speech. Okay? If Cholsu and Hyunju are running, we can say Cholsu runs faster than Hyunju, or Cholsu is quicker than Hyunju. If Hana is also running, we can say Cholsu is the fastest in the group. If we are comparing just two nouns, you add ER most of the time. Those are usually for small words. If you are comparing three or more nouns, you add EST most of the time. If the word ends in a consonant and the letter in front is a vowel, then you put another consonant on the end, like big, bigger, biggest. Okay, so B-I-G, and then in this case you would add another G, so B-I-G-G-E-R. And you will do the same with biggest, B-I-G-G-E-S-T. Okay? So you add an extra G for bigger and for biggest. Okay? And if the word ends in Y, okay, you drop the Y and add an I before you add ER or EST. Okay? Bigger words use more in most or less in least instead of ER and EST. Okay, comparing adjectives. This is a table. First column is the positive, so that's when it's just one item. The second column is comparative. That is basically when you add ER. Okay, so that's when it's two objects that you're talking about comparing. And then the third column, superlative. That's when it's three or more, and you usually add the EST. Okay? So short, shorter, shortest. Big, bigger, biggest. Smart, smarter, smartest. Fast, faster, fastest. Pretty. Drop the Y, add an I. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. Bad. Okay, this is when it starts changing everything. Bad, worse, worst. Good, better, best. Beautiful. Okay, so when it's several syllables, you're going to add more or most. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Intelligent. More intelligent, most intelligent. Difficult, more difficult, most difficult. And the opposite, difficult, less difficult, least difficult. Okay, the comparing adjectives exercise. Write the correct form of the word that is in the parentheses at the end. Number 1, Hanju is the blank person in the class. Smart. Okay. So it is comparing the whole class. So you would add EST. Hanju is the smartest person in the class. Okay. And then number 2, I think a pig is blank than a mouse. And the word cute. So here you're just comparing two items, a pig and a mouse. So you would add ER, or in this case an R. Okay, so I think a pig is cuter than a mouse. And that is it for this week. So thank you very much for all your hard work, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.